part of the reason I'm doing this. The other part is for the chicks and the money.
Don't judge me by the color of my skin or the beer that I'm drinking.
Tell me if that song just doesn't grab you by the boo-boo.
But you're right. There is a shit ton of good albums that came out in 92.
Maybe it was just being from Canada that fucked him. No, I'm kidding.
It's the Remember Us assholes, and holy shit did they do it.
Oh, how come you're always giving me shit about liking ballads, fucker?
Yeah, good job, English teacher.
The only thing you were doing at 14 was keeping Jergens hand lotion in business.
All right, folks, check your hair metal guru bingo card. So far, we got the jerk off joke. We just need a real Charlie sighting.
Yeah, before you got married and life beat you down to fucking nothing.
He's got to sort through all the witty, funny, and insightful stuff I got to say.
It's not my fault you want to stare into my eyes for 2 hours every week.
Of course, it's an asshole in a tie making these stupid decisions.
What happened to your head? Peace and quiet, just for the intro, okay? You can come in later.
Yeah, sit down, you needy bitch.
Jeez, I'm a needy bitch.
He's someone to pet you. Look at this fucking dog.
Oh, jeez.
Who's a needy bitch?
We really go beyond the limits of hair metal because we don't give a fuck about rules. Look, I came here to do two things: chew bubblegum and talk hair metal. And it looks like I'm almost out of bubblegum. Welcome to the Hair Metal Guru. My name is Anthony, and this is Ridley. And they call me the Guru, and they call her annoying. She is here because Charlie is with her puppies at the farm where they're being brought up until they're going to be sold to new families. So I'm watching Ridley for a couple weeks, and Ridley is really annoying. So just kidding, but son of a bitch. Anyway, we are talking about the best hair metal albums of 1992, and you get to cover albums that that didn't reach the mainstream all the time, which is one of my favorite topics on this channel, and one of my favorite guest stars on this channel is Bryan from the Hairband Basement. Welcome, Bryan. How's it going? And hey, why don't you tell everybody where they can find your shit?
Everything's going well here. Thank you for having me on once again. I know as a special guest star. All right, so you can.
All right.
More ways than one. Yeah, you can catch me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at HB Basement. Always talking music there. And if you've seen me before on the show, I'm always promoting my Station Head show. You can catch that on the app. Download the Station Head app, put in Hairband Basement, and I'm playing the rarest of tracks, the deepest of tracks, the rarest of bands, and the little known songs from the biggest name artists from before, during, and after the decade of decadence. I'm playing songs that even the original artists don't play anymore. So I play the deep tracks from this genre of music, because who wants to hear Pour Some Sugar on Me and Here I Go Again. So that's what I got going on.
All right, man. And yeah, I don't want to hear that shit anymore, but yeah. Awesome channel on Station Head. Everybody go check that shit out. And hey, follow him on X. Follow me on X at Hair Metal Guru, because man, that's and FYI, we don't get into politics and shit. It's strictly music. So get on there, follow us, and get into the conversation. So before we get started, today's framed item, that glare, is a vintage 1976 Billboard magazine ad for the single for Beth. It says Beth Kiss Smash. I'm a huge Kiss fan, so anytime I can find original stuff from the 70s is awesome. So and one of their biggest hits, so vintage Kiss stuff here.
That's definitely cool.
Yeah, thank you. So I don't know about you, but trying to narrow down, like people say that 1992 is when grunge took over. There are so many fucking great albums from that year. So I have 10, 12 honorable mentions besides the 10 that made my list.
I think part of it is a lot of these guys are either pumping out second or third albums from being big earlier, or they got signed before grunge became the thing, and they were like, all right, let's just finish this album and get it out there and see what happens, kind of thing. But you're
Right.
right, there is a shit ton of good albums that came out in 92,
Oh,
supposedly after grunge killed glam.
right.
A lot of good
Right.
albums though.
Yeah, yeah, phenomenal. And you know, a lot of these bands probably started these albums before, you know, they knew that grunge was taking over.
Mm-hmm.
But still, besides the amount of albums, hey, a lot of these bands also, you know, they showed a lot of growth, you know, they were kind of changing with the times, you know, the suck me fuck me shit was going out, and we were getting deeper lyrics and a little bit tougher music, and I welcome that. I mean, this has got to be one of my favorite years of hair metal.
It really is a fantastic year. It's like you said, supposedly after this stuff was done, and there's quality stuff being put out still in 92.
Right, right.
But
So
yeah,
without further ado, we each have 10. Brian, what's your number 10 top hair metal album from 1992?
my number 10, I mentioned it, I believe, on the Flops episode we did. It's Faster Pussycat's third album, Whipped.
Yep.
And it kind of goes what you said. They were going in a different direction, though they still had the sleaze side of some stuff and still wrote about some of the same content, but they were really heading into a different direction with what they're doing. And what was the first song? A Nonstop to Nowhere kind of showed that. The
Yep.
ballad Friends was something different, that, not the love, I love you, you love me, and then you dump me ballad. But some of my other favorite songs off the album, um, The Body Thief is a great tune, Madame
Yes.
Ruby's Love Boutique, Jack the Bastard. So it still had that hard sided sleaze part to the band. They didn't completely ditch that, but they were going in a different direction. Out with a Bang's another great song too. I that might be, I don't know if it's my absolute favorite by them, but I put it up there with the first two albums. Just some great stuff by them. I'm
Right.
not sure if they really did they put another album out after that? Maybe one?
There was like a something called the Glory Hole shit, Ultra Valley something. There was something. It was
There was
really,
something, but it wasn't really notable. Yeah.
yeah, it was really like when Tammy was in his Newly Dead's uh
Mm.
what kind of music is that called?
Wasn't he doing like house music or club music?
Like kind of that, and a little bit industrial was the
Industrial.
word
There
I
you
was
go. Yeah,
thinking.
that's the word. Yeah. What?
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck about that. I'm not listening to
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But yeah,
So I I loved I loved Nonstop to Nowhere. Jack the Bastard was great.
I like that one.
And um any song that has a line that says she just loves me for my big dictionary uh is
It's one of my least favorite songs on that album.
it is it's kind of a shit song, but that lyric just cracks me up, and because I taught high school English, so I love that, it's funny.
Okay.
Mm.
All right. What's the
But
other one
and
that's kind
friends,
of rapish? Loose Booty. That's what it was. Loose Booty was another
right,
one.
right. Friends was good. So I will say I liked this album. I will also say it is definitely my least favorite of the first
Mm-hmm.
three Faster Pussycat albums. So there's some solid stuff. I thought there was a little bit more filler on this thing,
It's a
but
few.
yeah, but still,
Yeah.
a solid album that I would recommend. You're just going to get a little bit more that you might be like, doesn't really make the grade. So, all right. My number 10, and geez, I still, even like up through 30 seconds ago, I'm like, oh, do I put this album in instead? Because there's so many great albums. So anyway, I'm just fucking done. This is what I'm sticking with. And I love all of these. So I started off with Killer Dwarfs, Method to the Madness. And this is a Canadian band that were always, they were always just under the cusp. They never had any major hits, but they put out a string of solid albums starting shit in like 83 or 84.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they were around early. And they kind of I didn't like that the singer Russ Dwarf is very short. So
Hence the
so
name.
all the yeah, hence the name. So all the videos would like focus on, the fact, they would put them in a little box and shit. And I get it. They were going for a gimmick that would maybe get people interested in the band, and sometimes you had to do that. But I thought their music, did the talking for them. Method to the Madness, Hard Luck Town, All My
Great.
Heroes, and then shit. The song Drifting Back is one of my favorite ballads ever. Uh it's kind of deep. It gets you thinking about the past and your life, and so it's not your typical "Oh babe, I love you, oh babe, I miss you" shit. And I was ready for that in 92. I was off in college. You start thinking about why you ended up where you're at, and why you're doing what you're doing. That song perfectly encapsulates that. The band, I think, really kind of broke up after that. They did.
Yeah.
So they got back together years later in the 2000s, and I think I saw them at a very small bar in around 2008 or 9, and there was probably 50 people there, but they were still great live. Russ Dorff has a phenomenal voice. So anyway, unfortunate that this album didn't do much, but I highly recommend you go check it out.
Yeah, that made my honorables. And literally driving in the car home from work today, I was like, fuck, I got to put that somewhere. And I'm like, I got no room. But that is a great, probably might be my favorite album by them.
I
And you're
I
right.
think so.
Yeah, and that raspy voice again. I always like that. And I think it's the title track that starts off with the line, "Opinions are like assholes, everybody's got them." I think it's such a great start to a song. But yeah, "Hard Luck Town" I might be one of my favorite all-time songs. What a
Oh,
great song that is.
yes.
And yeah, the ballad, oh shit,
Drifting
drifting
back.
back, drifting back.
Oh,
Great stuff, just great stuff. And for them to pump that out in 92,
yep.
again, I think they were hitting their peak form right there. It's such a
Yeah.
killer album.
Yep. Yep. And didn't do anything but damn. So go check Method to the Madness, Killer Dwarfs. Kind of, I don't really like the cover. It's got like this scary like 1930s horror
Nosferatu.
movie guy, huh?
It's Nosferatu, the 1929 movie, I think it was. It's a
Yeah.
silent film. Yeah, it makes no
Okay,
sense.
yeah. So I'm kind of like, what, but whatever. A lot of great tunes on that. Go check it out.
And I think you're right. This music was way better than that's the need for a gimmick.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
just, again, it's just you do whatever you can to get noticed. And
Right.
being
And
short in a box didn't work for them.
who knows? Some guy at the record label's like, look, this is what you're doing.
Yeah. Of course, it's an
Well,
asshole in a tie making these stupid decisions.
of course.
You'll be big if you do this. Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck you're in a band that just trying to make money and get laid.
That's
Don't know what the hell you're doing.
Right. Right. That's why everybody starts a band. You know that.
Exactly.
All right. Let's go on to your number 9.
My number 9 is the first full-length album by Ugly Kid Joe, America's Least Wanted. I mean, the EP the year before was massive just because of Everything About You, which I think is a solid EP.
Yeah.
And I think it's the highest selling EP ever. And it never went to number 1, but no other EP sold as much as that one. The lead single, Neighbor, is a great tune. Goddamn Devil's a good one. So Damn Cool, Panhandling Prince. And I was listening to some of this today in the car, and they have that their guitar has a distinct sound that they have. You hear the guitar, it's Ugly Kid Joe.
Yep.
And I remember getting into them because me and a friend were at a bar, and they had the TV's on, Headbangers Ball is on, but you can't hear it because the jukebox going whatever. And they show at the bottom Ugly Kid Joe. Me and my friend are like, that fucking name is awesome, Ugly Kid Joe. And I just went out and bought the EP just because of the name. But this, the couple of ballads the one ballad, Busy Bee, is a great song. That should have been a hit. And it's known for the cover of Cats in the Cradle. I know people love that. Personally, I think that's my least favorite song off the album. I love that. About it. I know a lot of people do. I get it. I think that I prefer the original, but to do something like that in 92, that's just ballsy in itself.
Right. And
I think that's a great for their first full length album. That's a pretty solid album.
Yeah, and they kind of got pigeonholed into that, you know, because Everything About You is kind of a gimmick song.
Hmm.
You know, it was huge, but it's in a way, it's kind of like a cherry pie. Like everybody was like, "Oh, the cherry pie band." Well, Ugly Kid Joe became the I hate everything about you band.
Yeah.
But man, I mean, they had and luckily, I mean, Cats in the Cradle was a huge hit.
Hmm.
Neighbor was a minor hit. Um, and then I think that was the end of their hit making
Yeah. Oh
uh
yeah.
period, but they put out a ton of albums after that.
Yes, they did. But they
Menace
also
to
started as kind of like a
Sobriety,
goof band. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know,
But yeah,
Motel
they kind of started off
California.
as a goof band. A bunch of like stoner surfers decided to put a band together. So a lot of their songs have goofy kind of lyrics where they're joking around, or stuff that isn't serious, but it's still good stuff.
Was the song Mr. Record Man on that?
I
A
think so.
slow
Yeah.
song at the end, and it's
Yeah.
like
Yes.
yeah, I always love that song, Mr.
That's a good
Record
one.
Man at the end. It's kind
Yeah,
of
they're one of those bands that I don't think they even expected to get big, like as big as they did.
yeah.
Kind of like a bunch of guys. Let's put a band together. Fuck it, why not? To party and get laid. And next thing you know, the EP just explodes. I'm like, oh shit, I got to do something else to
Yep.
follow this up. And they put out some solid stuff on the album. I think it's a very good album.
Did you hear how they got the name Ugly Kid Joe?
Oh, from Pretty Boy Floyd. I
Yes.
decided to do a little twist. The name alone, you can see they're just not really taking it as serious. They're goofing around.
And I like that. I mean, there's many serious bands out in the world, and they were like, "Fuck, we're gonna come out and have fun and do some
Yeah.
stupid shit." Which, I mean, listen to us talk, like like say stupid
Dude,
shit all the time.
I was gonna
So,
say we're living examples of stupid shits.
right. So I mean,
I mean,
you
even in the video for Everything About You, they had the inflatable doll full of helium, and just half the video was that thing flying in the sky and at a beach. So yeah, they're not really
yeah.
taking it seriously.
And like I love Steel Panther.
Yeah, me too.
Hilarious. So we need shit like that. We should have more shit like that.
Yeah, yeah. No, Steel Panther's fucking awesome.
Yeah. All right. Shit. What was it? Okay, we're on to my number nine.
Yeah.
Um, so before I tell you the out, well, you're probably gonna know it once I. There was a band called Cats in Boots that put out an album. It was either in '89 or '90 called
89.
Kicked and Clawed. That might make
Great album.
my '89 list. Uh, it fucking Shotgun Sally, Long Way from Home, Her Monkey,
Hmm.
and the vocalist on that thing is a guy named Joel Ellis. Well, number one, the fucking band name Cats in Boots is stupid. So they break up after that, and he's roaming around Hollywood trying to find a new band. Hooks up with Frankie Banali from Quiet Riot, Gary Hoey, who what the fuck was he in? Anyway, he's is a famous guitar player from
Nope.
the Sunset Strip, and I know he
Yeah.
was in some bands, and now somebody's gonna go, "Oh, you're the hair metal guru. You don't even fucking know Gary Hoey." Uh,
Piss dipshit.
but anyway, they form a band called Heavy Bones and put out an album in 1992, and it's not as sleazy and hard rocking as Cats in Boots. It's a little bit more, I mean, there's more slow shit, more melody, more I'm maybe not saying that right, but it's not just fucking raging rockers. There's a little
Mhm.
bit of that, but they had a video for a song called 4 in the morning that or 4 a.m. that had some ballad elements and some heavier elements. There's a ballad called Anna that I freaking love. I just Joel Ellis has one of the most unique and powerful and amazing voices of this genre. damn, I mean, the dude could sing the phone book and I'd be standing in line. So, I think, and I really like this album. I think part of me was like, just you look at the two albums that he put out, Cats and Boots, Heavy Bones, and I'm like, how did something of one of these albums not fucking blow up and make him a household name? Didn't happen, and I think he might have put together some other projects. I know, like right now, he's working on this thing of unreleased Heavy Bones material.
Hmm.
I don't know why he couldn't have gotten another band going, but anyway, go check out Heavy Bones. It's the only album they put out. It's self-titled, but some phenomenal shit on there.
Yeah, I'm gonna first gonna start off that the Cats and Boots album is fucking great.
Oh,
The name is even cornered in the band name, Kicked and Clawed. Like, come on with the cat shit. We got it. We got it. But
right.
yeah, that's a great sleaze metal album. And then in his voice, you're right. It's just got this gritty power to it, and it's just great. And I knew of Heavy Bones
Yeah.
when it came out, but didn't really start listening, getting to the album until more recently, like the last couple of years. And you're just like, holy shit. You're right. How isn't this guy a household name?
Oh,
Or how didn't he have other stuff than just two albums? That blows my mind in itself.
right.
Now, fuck, have Skid Row call him up now. Have them sing for him too. Why not? Might as well throw
Right?
him in there too. We got
I
everybody singing.
mean, shit, can the guy still sing? So
Yeah,
that's actually a great fucking idea. Somebody get the word to Snake and Rachel.
yeah.
Um,
Why not? Shit, they got everyone filming it at this point.
yeah, yeah. I
But
mean,
yeah, that Heavy Bones album is not as it's not sleaze metal like the Cat and
right,
Boots album is, but it is a lot of solid stuff. The
right.
album cover sucks.
Yes.
That fucking cartoony thing just sucks a bag. It's
It,
so
it looked like,
terrible.
are they trying to copy like Love Hate, or not that it's like, but it's this weird like painting
I
and
yeah. I think it's worse. Look, like a second grader painted that shit. They went in the
yeah,
art class and pulled it off the wall and said, "Hey, it's our cover or something."
yeah,
It's just
yeah.
so weird. But yeah, it's. I want to say that might have been part of the reason why I didn't get the album back then. I wouldn't be surprised if that's why, because I was like, "What the fuck is this? I'm not getting this."
I never I know I didn't get it. I got it because I didn't learn about Cats and Boots until years later. A buddy was
Oh,
like, dude, you got to check this out. And I was like, what the fuck? This must have been in the early 2000s. So then I loved that album, and I'm like, shit, I got to find out what else this guy did, and then run into Heavy
hmm.
Bones. So
See, I got the Cats and Boots album on cassette after seeing what was the first single, Shotgun Sally on Headbangers Ball. And I was like, holy shit, that's a cool tune. I had no idea that he was singing on Heavy Bones. If I knew that, I probably would have gotten it back then. He just
yeah,
had no clue. There's no internet, so you don't know this shit unless someone
yeah,
else says something. I had no
because
clue. Got it. But
you're
yeah, I
right,
would
bud.
definitely say probably one of my favorite albums from 1989 is that Cats and Boots
Yeah.
fucking song album. Great stuff. And
All right.
yeah, the guy should have been a household name.
All
Yeah.
right. Let's go on to your number 8.
All right, number 8. Get this back up here. Is the second album by Steelheart, Tangled in Rains.
Yep.
I almost forgot this came out in 92. I like this one better than the debut. I'm going to go on record and say that. But some highlights for me, Loaded Mother, Take Me Back Home, which is a great song. That should have been a hit. Sticky Side Up, Love 'Em and I'm Gone, Late for the Party, and another great ballad, Mama, Don't You Cry. That should have been a hit in itself. And I really think the band matured with this second album, and the writing was even the songs too. That's why I like it better than the debut. Again, they I don't know, maybe they had the record deal, had to put out a second album, but they really did something that seems more experienced and mature than that first album. And I really like this one better than the first album.
Totally. I do like that. I mean, shit, the first album was really great. The second
Mm-hmm.
album definitely, had some growth, especially lyrically. That Mama Don't You Cry, you fucking hit it right on the head. That should have that should have been way up on the charts.
Mm-hmm.
It's just really emotional, and holy shit. And so and outside of, obviously that guy's gonna do great ballads, but I thought there was some heavy shit on that album too. Like I kind of felt like I'm like, damn, they're kind of pulling a Skid Row. Like
Yeah.
they got heavier. They still had some great ballads, and yeah, it just. I mean, and the first album, really the only hit was "I'll Never Let You Go."
Yeah.
Even though I thought "Everybody Loves Eileen,"
I
"Love
love that.
Ain't Easy" was a great song, but when your only hit's a ballad, it doesn't bode well for the future. Just ask Saigon Kick. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And I
that.
think that ballad made it big because of the scream at the end.
Oh
You
yeah,
know, that big that when he belts it out at the end, I think that was the thing. I was like, all right, this is kind of setting it apart from all the other ballads that are out there.
right.
But again, yeah, you can't base your career off one ballad. It's just
Ab-
not gonna
ab-
work out like that.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I think during the tour for this album, he got one of the lights from the stage fell and hit him in the head, and that just took him out for a while. Which in '92, you can't be out for a year and a half recuperating from a head injury and expect to get back on the road and have steel heart, selling out places anymore. But that just sucks.
Yeah,
That's got to suck.
yeah. What happened to your head? All right. Okay.
I see where this is going now. See, you got when I heard you last, it was the last week. You and Metal Mike bitching about, oh, your shows are 2 hours long. Well, cut this shit. We can trim it down to a cool hour and a half. Look, folks, I'm not the one that edits this stuff. It's this guy. It's him, not me.
It's true.
He's got to sort through all the witty, funny, and insightful stuff I got to say. That's not my fault. That's why he has me on every week.
And then in the so I did say in a video with Metal Mike, I'm like, geez, our videos just roll, I'm like, shit, you get Bryan from the Hairband Basement on and we go like 2 hours, and Bryan puts in the comments, he goes, it's not my fault you want to stare into my eyes for 2 hours every week. I'm like,
Gaze into my eyes
valid
for
point.
120 minutes.
Valid point. All right, let's move on. My number 8. Now this was probably the epitome of a gimmick band. They were put together by Steve Vai. The band is called Bad for Good. Um, I so I think everybody knows I have a shit ton of old metal magazines, and so I kind of collect them. But I was so flipping through one of them a couple weeks ago and found like from 1989 this little article on this guitar player named Thomas McRocklin. And they were saying at like 10 years old, this kid's a
Can't
virtuoso.
be a real name.
Well, shit, no, I'm sure not. But 3 years later, I come to find out that Thomas McRocklin is now the lead guitar player in this band, Bad for Good. The singer is a guy named Danny Cooksey. And if you're our age, you probably remember the show Different Strokes. And when the ratings, and a lot of 80s TV shows did this, once your ratings started to go down, you got to introduce a new character. Like, and it was a lot of times it was a cute little kid, the fucking
Well, that's
Brady
because
Bunch
the
did
cute
that.
the cute kid before grew up. What's
Yeah,
his
that's
face?
right. That's right.
Vince Coleman. What the hell was his name? What was the Gary
Arnold.
Coleman? Vince Coleman played for the Cardinals. But Gary Coleman grew up and he wasn't cute anymore. I was gonna throw another
Right.
cute. It's like Oliver from the Brady Bunch. You gotta have a cute
Yes,
kid in there to fill out because the other ones grew up. It ain't cute
exactly.
no more.
So this Danny Cooksey goes on Different Strokes, and he was known, like, he played guitar and he would sing in that shit. Well, he had one more big break. He had a really small role in Terminator 2.
Hey, do you know this guy? Nah, I don't know him. John,
Not now, not now.
hey, man, there's this cop scoping for you. Check it out. Split, man, just go.
Yeah.
And the cops were looking for him, and Danny Cooksey told the cops that he didn't know where the kid was. And that's about how much he was in that movie. But so Steve Vai gets these two guys and creates a kid band, and they put and I think Vai, or if it wasn't solely Vai, it was Vai and other people with him wrote all the songs. and they put together this kid band, and they put out an album called Refugee. Now, I really like the album, but I'm gonna give you 2 songs to start with, because if you don't like these 2 songs, you're not gonna give a shit about the rest of the album, in my opinion. So number one, they covered a Phil Lynott. Phil Lynott was the singer from Thin Lizzy. They
And
covered
bassist. Can't forget that.
that.
And bassist.
And bassist, yes, and bassist. For Thin Lizzy, he had a solo song called 19. Well, when I heard Bad for Good, I didn't know that song. I mean, I didn't know any Phil Lynott solo shit. So this song 19 fucking rips. I mean, put that thing on, and the guitar riff in that will get you fucking jumping all over your grandma's house. And so anyway, it's phenomenal. And 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 there is one of my favorite ballads. I put this song in a video I did about ballads that should have been hits but weren't. It's called Nothing Great About a Heartache. And this has some of the most heart-wrenching lyrics, um, and utterly catchy. It was supposed to be the next single after 19. They actually recorded a video for it, but I don't think it got released because the record label was like, look, it's 1992. This album is, 19 didn't propel it to great sales. They record the video, but they're like, look, we're not going to spend all this money promoting this song. They kind of bail on the album. So the drummer is a guy named Brooks Wackerman, and I know he went on to drum with Suicidal Tendencies and The Offspring. And I don't know what that Thomas McRocklin, the guitar player, did, but I mean, the band obviously had some talent. So, some of them went on to do a lot of great things afterwards, but that was all we got from Bad for Good. But there was some good shit on that album.
What were the name of the kids? The last names of these kids?
Thomas McRocklin, Brooks
Okay.
Wackerman,
Wackerman,
the drummer,
Uh-huh.
and then Danny Cooksey was the singer. I don't remember.
That should have named the band. McRockerman, Cooksey, and was it one Wackerman?
Wackerman.
I don't know much about the album itself. I know of it.
Yeah.
And I don't think I never heard anything from it because I don't think it's on any streaming service, at least not on Apple. Maybe I'll go on YouTube and check it out. So I know I've heard of it. I definitely heard of it. I knew the kid was on Different Strokes.
Yep.
And I think the kid that played guitar is the same kid that was in the video. It was a Steve Vai single from Passion and Warfare. The Class is Listening or Watching or something like that. I can't remember what the name of the song was. Where supposedly it's a young Steve Vai playing in front of his elementary school class. I think that might be the same kid. But the fact, what was the Phil Lynott song? 19?
19.
Those kids aren't picking that song.
No.
There's just no way. There's no way they're picking that song. And it's such an odd, deep choice for a bunch of 14-year-olds all of a sudden be like, yeah, we want to do this song. Maybe because they knew maybe one of the kids or the kids' dads was a Thin Lizzy fan, but that's definitely coming from like a Steve Vai or someone working with these kids.
Totally.
But yeah,
that song will fucking rip your face off. I shit you not.
I know the original. It's a kick-ass tune. I never heard the cover. Yeah, I'll definitely have to check it out because I can't really say much about it because I know of it, but I haven't had a chance to listen to it. Yep. But shit, if I was 14 in 1992 and they said you want to be in a band, hell yeah, I'm going for it. Yeah, Steve Vai's helping us out. Yeah, I think I'll be on board with that.
The only thing you were doing at 14 was keeping Jergens hand lotion in business.
There we go. All right, all right, folks, check your hair metal guru bingo card. So far, we got the jerk off joke. We just need a real Charlie sighting.
A what sighting?
A real Charlie sighting, not that whack ass imitation. What the fuck was that thing's name? Reggie? What was it called? The hell's the dumb dog's name? I don't remember. That fucking fraud. Fuck that dog, asshole. Asshole dog.
Ridley. It's Ridley.
Ridley. That's it. Ridley. Holy shit, I was way off. Fuck him.
Ridley's only partially retarded. Okay. I mean,
fuck that needy bitch.
All right. Okay. Let's serious now. Okay, we're on serious stuff here.
Okay, unlike your spare time, let's get off the dog. All right,
That
what number are you at right now?
we're on your number 7.
See, folks, not only do you get insightful hairband talk here, you also get this witty banter between us about such highbrow conversation.
Hey, speaking about dogs, this reminds me of that time you and I were sitting on the front porch, and we're
You talking to me or the dog?
talking to you
Okay.
and the audience, the viewing audience. Bryan and I are sitting on the front porch, and all of a sudden, here comes this big old bulldog, plops down in the front yard, lays there, and starts licking his balls. And Bryan goes, "Man, I wish I could do that." And I
And
said,
you say, I don't think the dog would like it too much.
I said, "Well, go ahead, but I'd pet him first." All right.
Yeah, that would work if we didn't live 1,000 miles away from each other.
Hey, you're not getting that shit from all the other people talking about.
That's right. You definitely are not getting those lame ball licking jokes.
That's right. That's right. And that's why you come back every episode.
I think that's why you got all the subscribers.
That's right. All right. Your
Come
number
for the
7.
hairband discussion, stay for the dog ball jokes.
Yeah.
Making the montage. It's not, I don't know. All right. Anyway, my number 7. We had 7. All right. This is a band that I love. This band only had 2 albums. I don't think they're on any, at least they're not on Apple, the streaming services, but I remember getting these 2 cassettes back in the day, and that's Group Therapy by South Gang.
Yep.
And this is a band I think should have been huge. And their debut, Tainted Angel from '91, kind of had a minor hit with the title track, and then what was the ballad they have? Love Ain't Enough, if that was what it was called.
Yes.
Kind of, it was there, but never really broke them big. Just like Steelheart, this second album, they matured and wrote better songs with better lyrics. And some of the highlights for me, let me see where I'm at here. White Trash with Cash, I think, is a great song. Under the Bridge, Water Under the Bridge is a good one. Tug of War, Fire in Your Body was one of the singles. And The Call that leads to another song, Misery, are just 2 great back-to-back songs. It kind of blends into one long song, but a lot of the stuff on this album, you can hear they learned something on the road and writing that first album, and I think this album is fantastic. Unfortunately, that's the last we heard of South Gang, and they never made another album after that. They went on to different things within the music industry, but yeah, South Gang should have been huge. And I love this album. Actually, I love both their albums. Really good band.
Well, the guitar player Butch Walker has like the guy's produced like Avril Lavigne and like fucking bubbles.
Thumbs up.
and a lot of other big artists he's been a producer for. He has had a pretty big solo, not huge, but pretty respected solo career. He was in a band called Marvelous 3 that put out some really cool, like catchy, almost kind of pop punk in a way, so some shit, but they were really cool. And I know that the singer is Jesse Hart.
Yeah,
he put a band together, I think, called Bleeding Red Hearts. This is a few years ago. Anyway, completely agree. Those 2 South Gang albums are phenomenal. And man, I mean, that guy had a great voice. They had some, besides Love Ain't Enough, they had another ballad called Aim for the Heart. I don't know which album, because I can't differentiate between.
That's from the first one. That's Tainted Angel.
Yeah. But super talented band, great singer, and shit. Just, man, like you said, the heavy metal gods weren't smiling down on them because they had what it took.
Yeah, plus the debut came out in '91, and it's very tough to really break it big at that point in hair metal. But yeah, I love that band. Too bad they didn't go much after that. 2 solid albums, though, more than I put out.
I was in college in the fall of '91, and I remember a guy in our dorm had that cassette, because I'm an old fuck, and I borrowed that shit, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, holy balls. Hopefully I gave it back to him. I'm not sure, but
because I remember I was in college too, and I had a friend from Buffalo, and we went to Buffalo for like a weekend, and I don't remember the name of the radio station, but they were playing like like hair metal stuff in '92. And one was, I think it was, what was the single I said again? Fire in Your Body, they would play. And also Once is Not Enough, or Once Ain't Enough by Von Groove. That almost made my list. That album's a good one too. And it's like in '92 for a radio station to play that stuff was just like, what the fuck? I remember we go somewhere like, put that station on. I want to check this out. But where I grew up, you weren't hearing that stuff on the radio. You just weren't hearing any of that stuff. But yeah, again, these guys, both their albums are solid. If you haven't checked them out, definitely do so.
Shit, I don't want to be the guy who's only about ballads, but I just remembered another song, Final Resting Place.
Yes, that's a good one too.
Ballad that was like, I mean, that was deep shit too. It was a great song.
Yeah. Yep.
Tainted Angel was a great rock song. Anyway, yeah, great band. All right. My number 7. I worship especially this band's, their American debut album. The band is called Sleazebees, and you and I have talked about them before. So in 1990, they put out an album called Screwed, Blued, and Tattooed, which I worship that album. But they had a great follow-up in 1992 called Power Tool. Now, this is so the debut, or at least the American debut, they had like 3 videos, 3 singles, and I think it sold a few 100,000 copies. I mean, didn't go gold definitely, but did well enough. But when they got to the second one, they did what some of these bands did in like 92. Their first single was a ballad. And, to come out to the public and say, here's our new album, and the first song we're going to give you is a ballad, that's just kind of a reach. Now, I will say the ballad, I Don't Want to Live Without You, which is kind of a cliche title, but one of the best fucking ballads ever. Like it goes acoustic through most of it. And then at the end, it explodes with electric guitar. Oh, and I'm a ballad guy. I fucking love that song. But
got it.
there's Watch That Video, Raise a Little Hell, Fuel for the Fire, Bring Out the Rebel are all fucking great songs that, in fact, I mean, shit, there's the poster. I don't know how I'm there. Right there.
Okay. Oh, there it is.
For that album. And I have, anyway, I have another poster for Screwed, Blued, and Tattooed up too. But great band. A very good follow-up. Now, they put out another album in '94 called Insanity Beach.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of lost me. I don't know that it went grunge, but it definitely went in a different direction. A lot of people love that album. I have it. It just never grabbed me. But check out Screwed, Blued, and Tattooed first, and Power Tool after that. Fucking great band.
Yeah, that's one of those bands. Stranger in Paradise was kind of a minor hit. And never really followed through on something bigger. So yeah, by the second American album, there was Power Tool, which is a great album.
Yep.
Yeah, to lead off with a ballad is just like, hey, look at us. We're still kind of doing what everyone else does. And 92 to even do that, people are like, nah. But yeah, I didn't even get that album when it came out. Mm-hmm. And I didn't start listening to it till years later. And you're like, holy shit, like how is this not bigger than, or at least as big as the one before it?
Right.
And just never caught on. It just never did.
Right.
And yeah, now in 2024, the hair metal circles, they all love that album.
Yeah.
Like, that's a great album. Worship that thing. But yeah, in '92, no one was talking about Sleazebees.
Right.
Even 10 years after. What's up?
When we get to 1990, Screwed, Blued, and Tattooed will be up near the top because that album.
It's a fantastic
1992, but
yeah, you're right. Yeah, and 2 years later, it's not the band that had a slightly minor hit 2 years ago is not going to all of a sudden explode on the scene and be this big, huge, hair metal band, quote unquote, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, but it's a great album, though. It is a solid album.
Yep. All right, we're on your number 6. What do you got?
All right. We're on 6. Got to pick up the pace here. We don't want to get bitching about it, how long these videos. But this one, see on my honorables, I got some honorable mentions that aren't quite hair metal. So I don't know if people are going to bitch about this one, but I played the shit out of this cassette in the summer of '92. That's Images and Words by Dream Theater. Such a good fucking band. Super talented. I've seen them twice in smallish clubs. And I remember saying to myself, I will never be this good. I can play hours a day and not be this good. But some Pull Me Under is probably their biggest hit out of their whole career. And they even said in one of their greatest hits albums was basically greatest hit and other songs, because they really didn't make it that big. Songs like Take the Time, great tune. Under a Glass Moon is a great one. Learning to Live, but they're very long songs. You're not going to release a 7-minute song as a single. But the one song I think should have been big was Surrounded. That thing should have been a hit. Such a great ballad-esque type song. Yep. Unbelievable. It's an unbelievable song. And for them to go that route and not somehow chart with that thing is just beyond me. And these guys have pumped out albums ever since then. But that was the first album with their singer, James Labrie, who has a fantastic voice.
Yep.
And again, when I saw them live both times, I was just blown away. The musicianship is unreal by those guys. Fun fact, Bryan actually got guitar lessons from the guitarist. Petrucci, was that his name?
John.
And like had a signed guitar from them, getting stolen. I'm like, what kind of asshole would steal that? What a dick. But yeah, fantastic band, great album, played the hell out of it that summer.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I know of that band. I've heard of James Labrie. I know, like, wouldn't they be kind of labeled as kind of a prog rock band?
Yeah.
So okay. So that label has probably always thrown me off because I hear prog and I just automatically think blah, 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 and I'm like,
Yeah.
I just want fucking crunch, crunch, crunch. So I know of that band, but I could not name you a Dream Theater song. But don't worry about fitting the hair. I mean, shit, we have ACD. So anyone who watches this should know that even though it's called hair metal, and I use the term all the time, we really go beyond the limits of hair metal because we don't give a fuck about rules.
Yeah, fuck rules. Because I think this one and the follow-up, Awake, are probably the most commercial sounding albums. So yeah, it's prog rock, and the longer songs have stuff that are kind of like that, but also has songs that, I mean, could have been hits that have a more commercial sound to it. Right. So I would say those two, if you want to start listening to them, yeah, those are more traditional. I don't want to say hair metal, but more commercial sounding. But it's great stuff. I think they're a fantastic band.
Yeah. Okay. All right. My number 6 is a band that had a huge fucking hit record in 1990 and the first super group that I really got into, and it's Damn Yankees, and led by Uncle Ted Nugent. They had Jack Blades from Night Ranger, who, I'll be honest, I fucking really like Night Ranger. Tommy Shaw from Styx. I'm not really a huge Styx fan, though I like some of their songs, but that guy has a great voice. And they put out the 1990 debut. High Enough and Coming of Age are really big hits. It goes double platinum. They come back in 92 with a follow-up called Don't Tread. I think the follow-up is better than the debut, but it's 1992, and so they had a opening single called Don't Tread on Me, which is phenomenal. Nugent's got a rip-roaring fucking guitar riff in it. There's another rock song called 15 Minutes of Fame that I really like, but I'll be honest, where I really love this fucking band and album is with the ballads, and because Jack Blades and Tommy Shaw could harmonize shit. In fact, I'll get to, but The Silence is Broken, amazing ballad. Where You Going Now? Oh, fuck, just saying that title gave me a little goosebumps because they do this harmonizing that is just So anyway, Tommy Shaw and Jack Blades put out an album in 1995. Why the fuck didn't I include that on my recent 93 to 95 episode? I don't know. This album is called My Hallucination, and a lot of like really Beatles-esque songs with those two harmonizing. Anyway, it's a phenomenal album. So that was the end of Damn Yankees because that album may have gone gold, but it was a real disappointment compared to the debut. Blades goes back to Night Ranger. Shaw goes back to Styx. They did that Shaw Blades album. Uncle Ted does what Uncle Ted does. But I really fucking love that album, and you should check it out.
Yeah, both their albums are really good. I was hoping you get to the harmonizing vocals on both those albums. It's just amazing, unbelievable stuff.
Yes.
But I thought I heard somewhere that they were like paid not to make another album. They were just like, all right, we're done with this. Go away, guys. And I think during all that, what's his face went back to Foreigner. Who's the one that was in Foreigner now?
Lou Graham?
No, the one from Damn Yankees.
Nobody was from Foreigner.
Not Foreigner. The hell am I thinking of?
Styx
and Night Ranger. Sorry, Night Ranger.
Yeah, Jack Blades.
Yeah, Jack Blade. Yeah, he was asked. He was like, "I'm going to go back to this," and I think that was just the end of the band.
Yeah.
But great, I look like a stupid asshole. I can't remember this shit. But yeah, you're right. That band in itself put out some quality. Both albums are quality.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable stuff. Especially they're in '90 with that first album. They're not the hip new kids, first rodeo in the music industry. No, they were around for a long time.
Yep.
And put out something like that, which I'm sure some people will dispute. Well, that's not hair metal, it's blah blah blah. But still, it was played all over, like Headbangers Ball and all that shit. Exactly. But yeah, the fact that messed up thing is that High Enough was the only song Ted Nugent went to #1 with. And it's like it took that long to get like Nugent had, all those guys were big names at the time.
Fuck yeah.
Except the drummer. Where was the drummer from?
Michael Cardelloni. And he wasn't, but he later, I think, went on to drum with Leonard Skinner.
Yes, that's it. Okay, yeah. Because I remember when that album came out, when I was in college later in 1990, a friend of mine told me a story that they're looking for a drummer, and the drummer came in and just trashed his kit and walked out, and they're like, "Yeah, that's the guy I want in this band." I suppose what's his face? Yeah, but yeah, quality stuff from both those albums.
Yes.
That's good stuff.
Yeah,
Night Rangers is good too. I'll admit I'm a Night Ranger fan. They got some good stuff, definitely.
Don't tell anybody, okay?
What hey, internet.
All right, we're on to your number 5. What do you got?
My number 5. A lot of people. I'm surprised how many people know this album. It wasn't a huge hit. I love this album, top to bottom. It's The Silent Majority by Life, Sex, and Death.
Oh shit!
Such a good fucking album, and it's one of those hidden gems where it's like, where the hell these guys even come from? I mean, the whole story was that Stanley, the lead singer, was this homeless guy, and he always wore a suit, and he was dirty and smelly. Yep. Turns out that was all just a bullshit gimmick to get them noticed and sell records. But I mean, it's such a good album. Your Whole Ass Hole's a good song. Tank is a great song. Schools for Fools. Fucking Shit Ass is a great tune.
Yes.
Raise a Little Hell, Big Black Bush. All these songs are just, you think it's going to be a gag kind of band, and the music just kicks ass. Unbelievable stuff. And I remember hearing about that. I think my friend had a promo CD of Tank, and I was like, this song is fucking great. Bought it on cassette, and you put it in there, and you're like, holy shit, this whole album is great. Unbelievable stuff. And it didn't make a mark at the time. I remember briefly, I don't know if they had a video. I don't remember seeing a video on MTV, but I remember that Ricky Rackman was talking about the band on Headbangers Ball. They showed like a shot of Stanley acting all weird, just kind of twitching out and tweaking and stuff in the middle of the street. And that was pretty much it. But that one I pretty much got with no exposure except that one song from a promo copy. And yeah, if you haven't checked that out, definitely check it out. It looks more gimmicky than it really is. It's just some kick-ass songs. Great stuff.
I was supposed to see them live. In fact, it was when Poison went on the Native Tongue tour, Damn Yankees opened up, but the first opening band, they were supposed to have 3 bands, was supposed to be Life, Sex, and Death. And I wanted to fucking see that because even though like they weren't huge, but I'd been reading about them in magazines, and here they got this Stanley who's supposed to be like a homeless bum. But man,
Hilarious.
uh fucking shit ass. Go listen to fucking shit ass
Great tune.
and tell me if that song just doesn't grab you by the boo-boo.
Oh, that opening riff is so heavy.
Oh yes.
And then it just
Fucking
goes so
opening
fucking
riff.
shit. I stole my money. It's
Yeah.
great stuff.
And Tank. Holy
Thanks, a
shit.
good one.
Yes. Go check out that, man. That was such an interesting band. And I remember not necessarily, in like they weren't making waves at radio, but I remember a lot of music, because a lot of those magazines would be like, oh, who are you listening to now? Or what bands do you like, when they would do interviews. And I remember a lot of people saying this band Life, Sex, and Death is fucking awesome. Seriously.
Hilarious.
That's kind of, and then the singer story, but shit, unfortunately that album didn't do anything, but man, go check it out. It's fun.
Even worse, that's the only album by them. The only one, which I would love to get some more stuff from them.
I want to know what happened, like what happened to Stanley and everything afterwards. I mean, I'm sure that information's got to be out there.
I thought I saw it on X somewhere, and I forgot what the person said. He's probably just like got an office job or some shit. I was like, his Stanley Jawalski or something. He's a fucking shit.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that album. One of my favorites of all time. Such a great album.
Yep. All right. Okay. My number 5. Oh, look, we're kind of rolling here. What's
Hey,
up?
look at this. I'm gonna get blamed for bullshit that's going too long, but all right, let's keep going.
Hey, if it goes too long, it's always, I never know what side. Like sometimes I'll do this, but when we get, because right now I'm pointing at you on my screen, but then when it actually gets onto my fucking editor, you're on the wrong side or some shit. It's weird. Anyway.
Oh, boo hoo. Go on. Number 5. Got the shit.
You, Joe Boo. Help me now. I say, fuck you, Joe Boo. I'll do it to myself. All right.
Hey, bartender.
Number 5, and I should have put this closer to the top, but I'll just leave it where it is. I worship this album. This is the first album that I got into this band, and before I give you the name of the band, I have said this numerous times about this album. This is the album that AC/DC should have put out after Back in Black. The band is Rhino Bucket. The album is Get Used to It. Now, a lot of people would say, and kind of rightfully so, they do sound like they're like kind of like an AC/DC copy band. I mean, the riffs are very similar. The singer does have a very Bon Scott-ish voice, but a lot of bands will try to copy AC/DC, but not many do it with as much style and class as Rhino Bucket did it. And so I'll give you the songs that I love off this album, and I only pick songs like that I fucking love, and there is so many. This Ain't Heaven, holy shit. Beat to Death Like a Dog is the first track on the album. That thing will take you to places you haven't been before. She's a Screamer. I don't know. I think it's talking about childbirth. I don't know exactly what she would.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Now, Ride With Yourself was on the Wayne's World 2 soundtrack. And that fucking song rules. Then there's a couple more. The Devil Sent You, No Friend of Mine, and Hey There. I love all those songs. I worship that fucking album. The follow-up 1994's Pain just made the 1993 to 95 episode I did with Ryan. But I'm telling you, hey, however you can get this band, get it. And I love this. So I don't know if you know it, but man, you should.
I know a couple of the songs. Yeah. Something weird about them. They said obviously there's a heavy AC/DC influence by them. but they also have their own sound, which is I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, you can tell it's not AC/DC, but they're doing their own thing, sounding like AC/DC.
That's what I want. What you just said is what I wanted to say. Like, yes, they do sound like they're doing AC/DC, but they made it their own in a way. So it's not like, oh, you're just fucking ripping. So yes, that's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, good job, English teacher. But yeah, but yeah, again, it's a band that I can't say why they didn't make it big.
Yeah,
they got killer stuff. Maybe because people just like as AC/DC, we'll go with that. I have no idea. But I mean, you had a lot of bands that would do things like that, try and sound like another band, or I don't know if that was the intention, and people just didn't latch on to it. But when did the first album come out?
1990. It's a self-titled album.
Yeah, okay,
and that's really good. I don't think it's as good as Get Used to It, but it's really solid.
Yeah, they put out some quality stuff, but again, yeah, it's that. So I'm not as familiar with it as you are, but they did have that AC/DC sound with their own twist to it, basically.
So they broke up after the 94 album, but then they got back together and a few years later, and they've released 5-6 albums, I bet, since 2000.
Wow, okay.
And I bought them all, and so I will say they are good. I don't think, I mean, bands back then were getting big budgets and producers and they had time to make shit perfect. Bands these days, I mean, they're recording on fucking nothing. So
yeah,
so it's to me, it's difficult for some of these bands to go, hey, we're gonna make something as good as we were doing back then, when you had all sorts of finances to help you out. But anyway, those first 3 albums are phenomenal, and go check out some of their more recent shit, because it is still good, solid 3-chord, rough and ready rock.
So I also think when you're young, you're full of piss and vinegar, and you're approaching this a way different attitude than when you're 47 or whatever. But yeah,
you're living and dying with this album.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, this is my whole life in this album, and I better fucking make it right. And years later, you're like, okay, here's another album I mean, that's what I'm thinking. Here's another album we're gonna put out. You probably know it's not, it's not gonna make you famous.
Yeah.
Make you rich. You're just because, hey, you're a musician, and that's what musicians do.
Exactly.
But yeah, you don't put the level of desire, and I mean, sure, some bands do, but I mean, that's just how I'm looking at it. It's a different time.
I get that. If you already know whether 40 years later, 30 years later, all right, this album's not going to sell millions. That I'm making them at 45. But again, when you're younger, you got all that hope and energy, and you're trying to make something big and become the next big thing. At 53, not so much.
Yeah, before you got married and life beat you down to fucking nothing.
Exactly.
Just kidding. I'm single. He's married. Okay, I'm just kidding. All right. Okay.
Sorry, ladies.
That's right. That's right. We are on to your number 4.
All right. I think my last 5 are interchangeable, at least 5 through 2. But this one is from one of my favorite bands from the genre, and it's the second album by Love Hate, Wasted in America. I just love this band. I love Jizzy Pro's voice, that raspiness to it. I like the fact all their songs are just about I've talked about them on this show before, just the dirty underside of the LA, metal scene. But some of my favorite tracks, Spit, Cream. We're starting off with this. Miss America.
Spit, Cream.
Exactly. That's kind of shows what they're about. I mean, basically, Cream, she wants your peaches, but all you get is cream. It's not exactly, in deep lyrics there. But I will say the 2 ballads on it, because the title track is good too, Wasted America. But the 2 ballads on it, Social Sidewinder, that is a great tune about not fitting in with society. And my favorite, and it's such a ballad that Love Hate would do, it's simply called Don't Fuck With Me. And one of the lines is, don't judge me by the color of my skin or the beer that I'm drinking.
Right.
And it's like, I could see them, that's their version of a ballad. It's not about oh, I miss you, I love you, you dumped me, you're the best thing I ever had, all that bullshit. They're like, hey, don't fuck with me. Leave me
Yeah.
alone. Don't fuck with me and I won't fuck with you. That's pretty much the lyrics of the whole thing. Great album though. I love this band. And yeah, what's his face? Jizzy Pearl goes by Jizzo now. Talked about recording this album in New York, and the cover with the police roughing up the guy in the background. That building is the building they were living in and recording the album in. And there was a story that it was hot in there. They got this big air conditioner, put it in the side of the stairs, and it fell out and almost crushed their bassist. And they're like, holy shit, if you standing 2 feet closer, you'd be killed. That kind of shit is what they're all about. But again, I love this band. Just great stuff. Great stuff by them.
So I fucking worship the debut Blackout in the Red Room. And and I got the follow-up. I got this album Wasted in America right away because I'm like, damn, I'm gonna get that band any way I can. For some and I'll probably say this wrong because I'm not a guitar player and I'm not a musician. The guitar riffs on the second album struck me as a little more bluesy or a little different, not straight ahead
Funky.
punch, kind of funky in a
They have a
way.
funk sound to it, yeah.
Exactly. And to me that was, and it wasn't a huge change, but it was just enough to where I'd be like, okay, this song is good, but this guitar riff just isn't grabbing me for some reason. And I'm not a funk guy at all. Like that kind of turned me off of Bang Tango. I always fucking hated the Red Hot Chili Peppers. So it's not that I do like that album, but I don't worship it like the debut.
I think, I personally, I like them both almost on the same level, but I get what you're saying. That debut, again, takes a lifetime to write the debut. And I think every song on that album is just fantastic.
Yep.
And I think they even said, Jizzo even said in one of his, the episode talk about making this album, like it just wasn't the same as what they went through to make the first album.
Right.
Because you now have the record label pressuring you to do things, get things done. There's a timetable to finish stuff, and it was just like it just wasn't the same as that first album. Again, you're young, full of piss and vinegar, trying to make it big. 110% you're putting into this thing, and all your eggs in one basket. And I think that does show on the debut. But I do like the second album, though. I think those two, they're more similar than the third album, Let's Rumble, which I think you can put it on a comment for your 93 to 95 albums. I put that one on there, but that was more grungier and heavier, and they kind of lost that funk sound to it. Because I forgot who the bassist was on the top of my head.
Skid Row's.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was something like that. His playing had a funk element to it, which I think set the band apart from a lot of the bands that were out at the time. And I think they were ahead of their time in '90 when that debut came out, because it was something different enough where it was like, oh shit, okay, we got something different going on here. Not like a lot of the bands that were trying to pump out the same popular stuff.
They were completely original.
Yeah.
They were like one of the bands that was really like, you could go, this band is doing their own thing. Like there was no sense of they are copying, and that was part of what, I think drew a lot of people to them. Somebody on one of the comments on one of the videos suggested, hey, you guys should do a video on albums that are all killer, no filler. And I was like, oh, that's a good fucking idea. So that night I was like, man, if I did that. And one of the first albums that came into my head was Love Hate, Blackout. Like, I need to go do it again. But man, I just remember loving that whole album.
Oh, it's a great album. Didn't that make my debut album that we did a couple weeks ago? Yeah, it's a great album. It's a fantastic album.
All right, we are on to my number 4. And I covered this band. I know I covered this band in an earlier video on a ballads that should have been big. I did a previous episode where I talked about some 1992 bands. And this is a band that, man, when they were coming out, everybody was, they were getting like credited as like this is the second coming of Van Halen. They had a guitar player that was just a fucking whiz kid, and I don't play guitar, but you listen to this album and you'll just know like that guy is doing some shit. The band is Roxy Blue. The album is called Want Some. It actually had a cover that was banned. It was like a Uncle Sam with his hand on this chick's ass, and so then they had to make another cover. But anyway, very, you know, a lot of not excessive, but a lot of guitar soloing. You can tell they were really trying to feature this guitar player. The vocalist Todd Poole, I love his voice. He's got like the perfect amount of sandpaper in his voice, you know, so he's got that grit. But so the first single was called Too Hot to Handle. Now the you can tell by the lyrics that was, you know, lyrically they were still kind of in the 80s. You know, they hadn't really, so that kind of hurt them. But Too Hot to Handle, they did a great cover of The Who's Squeeze Box. And then another rock song that I'll point out, it's called Love on Me. And I love those songs. But I'll be damned if they didn't put out two of the best ballads of this genre. They did they made a video for a song called Times Are Changing that is just phenomenal. But then, you know, so people in underground hair metal circles tend to know that song, but there's another song called Nobody Knows, not the Lillian Axe, Nobody Knows, their own version. But man, it's just great. Either one of those should have got them somewhere on the charts. Didn't happen. Band breaks up years later, and I think it was just Todd Poole, the singer, with some other guys. I know that the guitar player ended up becoming a dentist. So obviously, while he was practicing guitar, he was also brushing his teeth a lot. So, but years later, they did put out another album with only the lead singer was the original member. And I just watched the video that was put out. It was on Frontier Records. And that first single was pretty good. I haven't listened to the album, so I kind of want to. But man, there was some great stuff on that album. So Roxy Blue wants some.
I wonder if he has Janet Gardner from Vixen, because she's a dental hygienist working in the same office. But
I'd let her be
yeah,
my
I remember.
What's up?
Yeah, I would find out where she is and go there every day. Oops, my teeth are dirty again.
I'd be like,
why
and
you
so
keep
is my
eating all this?
mind.
Yeah, exactly. But I thought Rob the Cradle was the first single.
Rob the Cradle, not Too Hot to Handle. Rob the Cradle. I think I wrote down Too Hot to Handle, which is a good song. Rob the Cradle, my bad, was the first single, and I meant to mention that.
I don't know what it is, because this is, like you said, they're writing about shit that people stopped writing about in 92. But something about these bands writing about fucking underage kids or looking at teenage girls, it's just so fucking weird to me. Because, you know, 17 by Winger, I think Kiss had a few songs with that. This one, I remember seeing the video on MTV going, this song's, I like the song. I got the cassette, you put it on, you're like, I don't know about these lyrics. What the hell's going on here? But yeah, it's a lot of that in these bands. But yeah, that album is a great album. It's in my honorable mentions. And when we talked about our list beforehand, I'm like, do you have that on there? Because if I don't, I'm gonna have to shift some things around and fit it somewhere. And you're like, nah, I got this. I'm like, okay, cool, because it is a fantastic album. And it kind of is, like you said, it's heavily Van Halen influenced, where I think part of the appeal is they still have that party attitude of, hey, music is fun. We're going to rock out, have a good time. Here's the songs to do it to.
Yeah, and I respect that. I mean, you know, if you're like, hey, this is what we want to do, like, you know, not everybody had to go, okay, we got to fucking get all serious. Like, hey, you're young and shit. Like, maybe you're not all serious, you know, like fucking Ugly Kid Joe. We're obviously not all serious. And I liked Ugly Kid Joe could do a Cats in the Cradle, which was serious, and then do a song like Neighbor, which was completely not serious. So
yeah. And you're right, their cover of Squeeze Box is really good. It's a really good cover of that song. I'm just surprised no one said, Rob the Cradle, either change something on this, because I don't know what you're going with this.
Isn't it weird
Get rid of the song.
How times change. We should do an episode on songs, hair metal songs that could not be released now.
Yeah, or you shouldn't play at maximum volume driving down the street with the windows open.
Right.
Fucking weird. It's just so
Wasn't
weird.
there a Blue Murder song called
Sex Child? No, Sex Child. They even I forgot about that one. Yeah, because what's his face? Tony Franklin was talking about that album. He called the song That Shall Not Be Named. Like, what? I don't understand. Like, I don't think the song is about that, but still, just the fact you named it that. I don't understand how nobody went, really? Can we change this? Somebody had to say at some point. No, we're gonna go with this. Sex Child sounds good. Put the name on the album.
Even like 17 by Winger. Not only put that on the album, it was the fucking lead single and a big hit.
No, Madeline was the first
playing
single.
It on the radio.
But Madeline was the first single from that one.
Or not okay, but a single and a big hit. A song
about one of the biggest songs.
Wanting a chick who was under 18.
Oh God, what this? Because Kip claimed that he thought that was legal. Yeah, I'm sure in Alabama and all your weird fucking hick states, yes, but still, it's just fucking creepy and weird.
Yeah.
But I know in the live album they released years later, they changed it, part of the song to "She's Only 35," which, like, all right, yeah, now as time went on, sure. But in '88, like, what are you doing? It's just so, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got off on that tangent, but
all right. But anyway, Roxy Blue wants some. Back on topic. Great fucking album. And if you like blazing guitar riffs, check that shit out. All right. We are on your number 3.
My number 3, I didn't learn about this band or get this album until 10 years after its release. And I remember, there used to be an online radio show. It used to be a regular radio station called KNAC.com. And they would always they play like a lot of hair metal and heavy metal. But on Saturday nights, what was her name? Diana DeVille was the host of a show called Wild Side that would play all these hair metal songs and some newer stuff. And I remember hearing, what the fuck's the name of the song? Taking Me Down. And I was like, holy shit, this song is kick-ass. And of course, I'm talking about Hardline's Double Eclipse. Got that thing on CD, put it in. You're like, how did I not know about this 10 years ago? Like, holy shit. I mean, so many good songs. This came up when Bad English fell apart. A lot of them formed this band. And Dr. Love is good. Taking Me Down, like I said. Hot Sherry is great. Rhythm of a Red Car. Everything is a great commercial song. Life's a Bitch. I mean, the whole album is just great. Top to bottom. Unbelievable. And part of me still kicking myself. I missed it. I missed 10 years of enjoying this album. But yeah, it's such a good goddamn album.
And if you hear like, oh shit, there's guys from Journey and Bad English, and you think that it's not gonna rock, it fucking rocks. There is guitars blazing on that thing. Yeah. And there is great ballads too.
Oh, there you go. Go ahead, talk about the ballads, sissy.
You're gonna have that. But I covered this on a previous episode, and like I always try to list the songs that I think like could possibly be on radio, or songs that I would rate like an 8 or higher. And I was like, fuck, on this album, I should just list the songs that don't, because damn near the whole album is fucking top notch. And if that comes out earlier, like that is one album that I would declare would blow up many, many times platinum if it had just come out at the right time.
I agree. I totally agree, because it's got that arena rock sound to it. It, like you said, the guitars are just smoking on this album. The quality of the songs are just top notch. It's such a good album, and today it's like an underground thing. Not many people know about it, which is just a shame, because it is so good. I mean, they released albums afterwards, nothing close to this debut though.
And afterwards it was mainly Johnny Gioli or whichever Gioli was the singer.
Mhm.
Because after the first album, then fucking Neil Sean from Journey and Dean Cain from Journey were out. But yeah, and they've released some good stuff. There's
Yeah.
been some cool. I have a couple CDs that were after, but fucking Double Eclipse, like in hair metal circles or people who talk, they fucking worship this album, and I'm one of them.
With Yep, and they're right to do so. It's an unbelievable album.
Yeah. Um, the fuck was that? Oh, how come you're always giving me shit about liking ballads, fucker?
Because I don't want you to cry your tears on your skirt, sissy.
Hey, every rocker has a soft side, okay?
That's right. Yeah, that's right. No, what the hell was that called? What was the name of that? Those stupid compilations?
Monster ballads?
Monster Ballads. Every
Yeah.
bad boy has a soft side. Yeah,
Yep.
sure they do.
Hey, and I
Okay.
am a bad boy, and what's
No,
up?
like you go, so spicy.
I am the youth gone wild. What's up? Now I'm the elderly gone
Yeah,
wild.
exactly. Huh.
All right. Okay, we are on to my number three, and
Wild at
I
51.
did wanna like I wanted to like I don't always put these in order, but I try to save my favorite ones for the end. So ever most people know I'm a fucking Kiss nut swinger, and I don't always agree with shit that Kiss does. Kiss has put out a lot of albums that I've ragged on this channel, so I'm not afraid to do that. But they've also put out a lot of great shit, and maybe my favorite Kiss album of all time is 1992's Revenge. And when this thing came out, and the opening single was not a Paul Stanley sexy rocker song, let's put the X in sex or whatever, but a Gene Simmons fucking blazing rock song called Unholy. You're like, or I was like, damn, Kiss is gonna survive. You know, they're the grunge bands, they're gonna be like, yeah, fucking Kiss, because a lot of those grunge bands loved 70s rock, they loved Black Sabbath and shit. Anyway, the album only went gold, but it is, and even Gene Simmons has said, like, when he talks about like his favorite albums of the non-makeup years, he's Revenge. Revenge is, I mean, they got Bob Ezrin back producing. It was the
Mhm.
first album with Eric Singer on drums. Bruce Kulick just plays like a fucking bastard on this thing. So Unholy was the lead single. And they had five fucking singles. Um, I Just Wanna, a Paul Stanley song, is so utterly catchy. I just dare you to listen to it and try to get that shit out of your head. Domino was another Gene single, and a lot of people shit on this song. I fucking love Domino. Take It Off was like the song, they said that Cherry Pie was like the stripper anthem of the 90s or like the number three most popular stripper song. Take It Off should have been right up there with it. There was a phenomenal ballad called Every Time I Look at You, very acoustic, very quiet, a Paul Stanley song. And then there was another Gene Simmons song that wasn't a single called Thou Shalt Not. That is phenomenal. So anyway, I have that poster right behind me. And
Mhm.
I can never say enough good about that. If you're a Kiss fan and you never ventured into that Revenge album, you're missing out.
See, I'm not a huge Kiss. I'm not that as big of a Kiss fan as you are, but that one was like, holy shit, Kiss is back. This is what we
Yeah.
needed all these years.
Yes.
And yeah, Unholy, probably one of my favorite Kiss songs. It's so fucking ballsy. And I've said it before. You put Gene Simmons singing on any of these songs, it's way more badass, just
Yeah.
instantly. And
Yeah.
that's a perfect example of it. But also, Domino's a good song, but even that one's about, isn't that under a teenage girl again? What the fuck? What are you doing? Stop this shit. But yeah, that again, that is Kiss just being like, all right, we got to make a mark here with this and do something ballsy. And they certainly did.
Oh,
I mean, the title just says that they came back with just to be like, hey, look, remember us assholes? And holy shit, did they do it?
They had stayed pretty relevant in the 80s. Most of
Hmm.
it went platinum. You know, there might have been an album or two that only went gold, but they were always just like, hey, they were always like underneath the, like trying to be Bon Jovi. They would do heavy keyboards in an album.
Yep.
And then, this sappy ballad that was co-written by Michael Bolton
The
forever.
forever.
And but then in that 92 album was like, holy shit, this is not like what other rock band, and it wasn't grunge. It was like a brand new Kiss, and it just
Hmm.
pissed me off that thing didn't blow up because I wanted to see what like what the follow-up would have been.
Yeah.
Instead of, we ended up getting Carnival of Souls like 4 years later, which to me was a blatant grunge ripoff. But if Revenge had sold like it should have, maybe they could have kept that type of sound and expanded it even more. But
Yeah. I always felt Kiss in the 70s were innovators and doing some new shit. But in the 80s, they were constantly trying to catch up or ride a wave that was
yep,
going on.
yep,
And I don't know. They put some decent stuff out in the 80s, don't get me wrong.
yep.
But stuff like Put the X in Sex and Lick It Up, and it was like, guys, what are you doing? And
I
then
love Lick It Up.
Revenge comes out and was just like, bam, here we are, we're back. It's holy shit, all right. They're not wearing the lace and shit, and I just some about 80s Kiss with the way they were trying to just keep up with that image of everyone else was like, no, I'm not saying they should have gone back to makeup in '86. I don't think that would have worked either.
Yeah.
But yeah, this album was a mark where it was like, here we are. And it was like, fuck, wow, okay. You're making a statement here.
Gene never looked good in the 80s.
No.
Wearing like fucking pink frilly shit. I mean, for Paul, it worked. Paul could do that and pull it off. But Gene, I mean, Gene, like he's said, he goes, I look like a fucking linebacker in a tutu. Gene's like 6'2", 200 pounds. But
Yeah.
on Revenge, he had the goatee, he had the big black leather jacket, the hair. He like, I was like, first time Gene Simmons has looked comfortable since the Demon makeup.
Yeah, yeah. What was it Lick It Up with Vinnie Vincent? I thought it was a sweater vest for years. And I always comment, nice sweater vest. What is he wearing? And then eventually Metal Mike was like, no, that's a shirt. Look in. I go, that's worse. They're wearing there. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, yeah, Kiss tried to fit in. It didn't, it just wasn't the Kiss look.
Yeah.
Part of that is the fact they were just, they were taking the makeup off, and that's what they were known for 10 years or whatever. But yeah, again, this album was a statement. I think it was musically, it was a statement.
Yep. Absolutely.
Even the way they looked, they went
Yep.
like, we're badasses here. We're not skipping around with a bunch of like, frilly things or look like a linebacker with a tutu. That's hilarious.
All right. We're on your number 2, right?
Yes.
Number 2.
And I talked about this album with the best debuts. I love this album. It is a great debut, a great sleaze metal album. Doing the Nasty by Slick Toxic. I can't say enough good things about this album. So good. You had Sweet Asylum, Cheap Nicotine, Crash, Blood Money, It's Not Easy, the ballads, but you like White Lies, Black Truth, and By the Fireside should have been massive hits. Yep. You're talking about All Killer, No Filler. I love this album top to bottom. There's not a bad song on this thing. I mean, the weakest ones were maybe was the first single, Hell of a Time, but even that's a little decent song. I love every song is great on this, and it's such a fantastic album. And people that are into sleaze metal, or if you're from Canada where they're from, you know this album, and it's just great. It's a sleaze masterpiece, and I wish we got more, because Irrelevant was the follow-up, and I believe that was it for them. And I wish we got more from this band because they were so damn good.
They stayed playing, I think, until like around 95. You can find there's kind of, it's not a real, like a produced documentary, but I think the drummer in the band had recorded a bunch of shit and he just released it on his YouTube. It's kind of interesting to watch. They have some shows from, I think, 94, 95, and some like backstage stuff. And so I've covered that album a little bit in the past. The singer Nick Walsh has a kick-ass voice. In fact, I just saw him on a YouTube video recently. The dude looks like he hasn't aged. Like he looks just the same.
Wow.
Like a lucky fucker. But
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, some great ballads, some ripping fucking rock songs,
Oh,
and
so good.
maybe it was just being from Canada that fucked him. No, I'm kidding.
It's that, yeah, it's all the cold air beer and the massive forest fires they seem to have every summer now.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah, great
that
album.
was a great album.
I love that out. Yeah, one of my all-time favorites. It's so fucking good.
Yeah. All right. My number 2 is so in the grand scheme of hair metal, there's always a few albums that I've swore that until and one of the reasons I started this thing is that there's a number of albums that I needed to turn people on to. And I talked about one of them, Sleazebee's Screwed, Blued, and Tattooed. One that I'm sure will get mentioned. Bubbles. Is
Thumbs up.
DAD's No Fuel Left for the Pilgrims. And this album, Wild Sides, Under the Influence. I mean, fuck me. It breaks my heart that an album this good did not blow up. Their guitar player, Brent Woods, has played with Vince Neil, Sebastian Bach. Their singer, Drew Hanna, I felt like he had like the second coming of Axl Rose's voice, just really powerful, but he could do that high shit that you're like, wow, how's he hitting those notes? They had rock songs, they had ballads, they had mid-tempo. I've always said that this is like if there was a second coming of Appetite for Destruction, it was Wild Sides Under the Influence. Hang On Lucy was the first single. Sleazy fucking it's about a prostitute being out trying to get the money for, it's gritty and greasy and amazing. Monkey See, Monkey Do, Lad and Sin, Clock and shit. Hang On Lucy made our opening tracks episode, and the last song, Clock Strikes, made our album closers. How Many Lies? And then there's
Didn't it make the debut album list too? Didn't it make the debut album list too? Yeah, it's such a good album.
Anytime I have a reason to put fucking Wild Side in the video, I put Wild Side in the video. Two ballads, Just Another Night. Years later, the singer did make a video for it, so you can find a video for Just Another Night. But there's another ballad called Kiss This Love Goodbye that I just fucking love. Anyway, just even outside of hair metal albums that I think should have been big, I think if I had to list my top 10 favorite hair metal albums of all time, regardless, this would be in there. I love it that much. So go check it out because you will not. And I've had a number of people write messages on videos saying, hey, you turned me on to Wild Side, unbelievable band. I'm like, yes, fucking, that's why I'm part of the reason I'm doing this. The other part is for the chicks and the money. There's been no money and really
and you're still single.
I'm still
Charlie
single,
even left him. Charlie decided to spend the summer somewhere else.
So, but hearing people say that just makes it all worth it. So I love this album.
Oh, it's such a great album. I mean, yeah, we've talked about this ad nauseum. And again, another album, top to bottom, all killer, no filler. There's not a bad song on this album.
Yeah.
And it is unbelievable. I would have had it on my list if you didn't, but I was like, Guru's got this. There's no way he's not gonna have this on his album. If he didn't, I have to go to whatever the fuck Dakota you're at and kick your ass and put it on the list. Because
North Dakota. Hello.
North Dakota? Oh, the shittier Dakota. Okay.
Jeez.
But which one has Mount Rushmore? Is that North?
South Dakota.
South Dakota. Okay, of course it does. But yeah, this album is unbelievably good. I don't know what else to say about it. Every song is great.
Eventually, I'm gonna have episodes where I don't talk about like fucking Warrant and Wild Side and Lillian Axe, but today ain't the day. So
yeah.
All right. Your number 1.
Well, spoiler alert, you just gave it up. I will promote this band with no apologies whatsoever because they are that good. They should have been big, and the rock gods fucked them. But it's Lillian Axe's third album, Poetic Justice. We've talked about this band so many times, and this one I think might be my favorite because there's so much good stuff on this. True Believer should have been a massive hit. I don't know why I made a video for that. Body Double is a good song. Living in the Gray, one of my favorites off the album. Dying to Live is a fantastic song. The cover of No Matter What is good. It's better than the original. I love that song. I don't know why they went with the first single with that, but I mean, it's so good. This band is so good. Top to bottom, great stuff. And again, we've talked about them numerous times and with good reason because they are that fucking good.
There's a ballad number 5. Here's Ridley. Shit, what's it called? See You Someday. Anyway,
yes.
All the songs that you listed, but that was just another one that Dying to Live has some of the best lyrics, and it's just like inspirational.
Oh, it's so good.
And it's kind of mid-tempo. And True Believer should have been the first single. They went with a cover, No Matter What, and I love No Matter What. They do a great cover version. But I think if possible, you choose an original as a first single. You don't do a cover as a first single. And True Believer I mean, to me is the perfect first single to announce.
I agree. I think on this album, I totally agree with that. I understand some bands go with the cover because of recognition. I get that to a point too. But True Believer was getting buzz. It was getting airplay on radio. And then for some reason, they didn't make a video for it. It's mind-boggling to me. That has hit written all over it.
I remember hearing that on radio. And like, I never remember hearing Lillian Axe on radio except for that fucking song. And it wasn't, they didn't have a video for it. It might have got released as a single, but it wasn't a video. It wasn't the big push like or what was. But
because I remember hearing them, because I was a fan since the first album in '88. Love these guys. And they were on a local radio station in Long Island, WBAB. On Sunday nights, there was a guy called Fingers, called Fingers Metal Shop. So he'd play all the metal songs and all this shit. And he had Steve Blaze and Ron Taylor in the studio, promoting this album. And they were like, 10th caller gets a CD copy of Poetic Justice. That's how I got the album. I called and I was like, I think I might have asked them a question. I don't remember what it was. But they're like, all right, you got a copy waiting for you. I remember going down to the studio next day or a day later or whatever, putting this thing in and just like, holy shit, how are they still putting out great music? Because the first 2 albums are good too. The third one comes out and it's just as good as the first 2. And I was like, holy shit, this band is so goddamn good.
I've said that Love and War is my favorite, but
I get
it's really close between that and Poetic Justice, and Psycho is not far behind. And shit,
they're all good.
I've talked about this band so much.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this, and I keep talking about. I think the first 2 albums and the third and fourth albums, there was kind of this shift where the first 2 albums were all 80s metal, pop glam kind of stuff. But the next 2 albums, Poetic Justice and Psycho Schizophrenia, they kind of went into this different direction where it was more than that. This is kind of like the bridge between that because it had like True Believer had that pop metal sound to it. And Body Double, a song about, sleeping with 2 twins and not knowing which one is which. All right, we're going with the 80s kind of, the themes there. But deeper stuff like Dying to Live, Living in the Gray. Yeah. They started going to this more serious side. And also they started getting more spiritual. And on Psycho Schizophrenia, there's even a part where Blaze is saying how, like, at this time I was a more spiritual person and started writing more, deeper stuff. So I always thought those first 2 were almost, I wouldn't say a different band, but they definitely evolved and changed on the next 2. And all 4, like, you can pick any one of those first 4 as your favorite. I won't give you an argument.
Yeah,
not at all, because they're all so damn good.
All right, we are on to my number 1. Do I even have to say it? I mean, do I? Yes, it's Warrant, Dog Eat Dog, and I'm sorry. I do, and I mean this. Like, I don't want to get repetitive. I don't want people to be like, but fuck, if you're covering best albums in 1992, you have to cover Warrant, and they were one of the bands that I felt did the best job of growing after the height of the hair metal years. Fucking balloons. There.
Hey,
Now I
congratulations on your dog.
finally know.
What
And
the confetti too?
they're
Ooh.
like, ooh, Warren is number one. Yeah, all right. So they were the band that didn't completely abandon their sound, but lyrically they definitely grew. And I know that part of that, because I've read interviews where I can't remember if it was Eric Turner or Joey Allen, but Janie Lane's drinking got much worse because before they recorded Dog Eat Dog, that's when he got divorced. So a lot of those lyrics definitely start getting into a little bit more darker, desperate times. There's really two songs, um, Bonfire and Machine Gun, that lyrically could fit on an an earlier Warrant album. They're kind of sex rockers. But anyway, um, Hollywood, Quicksand, All My Bridges Are Burning.
Oh, great tune.
Song. Andy Warhol was right. I've said that I felt Andy Warhol was right, should have been a single. To me, it musically it reminded me of Uncle Tom's Cabin. It starts off kind of slow, almost like a ballad. So it reminds me of Uncle Tom's and maybe a little bit of I Saw Red. Then it kicks in, after this piano driven front part. The lyrics are amazing about somebody who will do anything to be famous, including kill. Uh, love that song. Uh, there's three great ballads: "Let It Rain," um, "The Bitter Pill," "Sad
That's a good one.
Teresa."
Mm-hmm.
I'm practically listing but my favorite heavy rock song, one of my favorite heavy rock songs, is from Warrant, called Inside Out. They actually opened the Cherry Pie tour with that song. Anyway, Warrant, in the 90s, they were my band because I saw them so much during that period. And universally, people, big Warrant fans will say that their favorite album is not Cherry Pie or Dirty Rotten Filthy Stinking Rich. You often hear that Dog Eat Dog is the best Warrant album. It's my favorite Warrant album, and that's why it's my number one.
It's unbelievably good. Another one, top to bottom, all killer, no filler. There is not a bad song on this album. I always thought All My Bridges Is Burning should have been a single.
Same.
And probably could have been on Cherry Pie. I think if it was on Cherry Pie, it would have been on the same level as like an Uncle Tom's Cabin, where we all went, holy shit, this is an unbelievably well-written song, and the lyrics are awesome for the Cherry Pie band kind of attitude. But yeah, that whole album is just so good. I remember getting it in 92, going, oh, Warren, cool, put it on. You're like, well, this is totally different than the first two.
Yep.
But it's really fucking good.
Yeah.
We said this before. It's one of those 90s albums from these bands that really adapt to the changing times really well. This, Psycho Schizophrenia, Motley Crue 94, and obviously Pull from Winger, they were able to pull off, we're going a little darker and heavier on our album, and they did it well. And yeah, this one, I have no complaints with you having this number one, whether you talked about it or not. It is that good of an album.
And the sad fact, I mean, it's amazing. The sad fact of the matter is, in 1992, Warrant, the Cherry Pie band, could have released Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, and it wasn't gonna sell, as the other ones, because MTV was done with that shit, regardless of how great the album was. And the album was great, but fucking MTV and the powers that be had moved on. And it's unfortunate because they missed out.
Yeah, because if you look at the video for Bitter Pill, I always thought there was something off with it. They're trying to be Warrant of 1990 with a song that's solidly a different tone for 92, and it just looks weird. But what was the song? Bitter Pill is such a good goddamn song.
Yep.
And yeah, it's one of those albums where it was like, if it was made by someone else, would it have been big? I don't know, but the fact that, you know, it just shows the talent of them, the writing skills of them to put out such an album.
Yep.
Again, top to bottom, just great stuff. Unbelievable album.
They copied what they on Cherry Pie with I Saw Red. I Saw Red was a hit, and then they released an acoustic video of I Saw Red, which also was all over MTV. Well, with the Bitter Pill, they did the full-on expensive video, and then they did kind of the same thing, just Janie Lane and acoustic guitar, which sounds amazing, but you can tell they were starting to go, fuck, what, we need something to help this album take off.
Yeah.
I mean, I do remember that fuck Machine Gun. It got a little bit. I remember seeing it on MTV, but not like, the earlier one. It got played a little bit here and there. The Bitter Pill got played a little bit here and there. So the album went gold, but it should have gone 3 or 4 times platinum.
Yeah, I agree. It was that damn good.
Yep.
But the changing times, rock gods, whatever you want to blame it on, it just didn't get the sales that it deserved and the recognition that it deserved at the time. And like you said, today in 2024, you ask anyone who likes Warrant what's their favorite album, they're gonna say this.
Yep.
I mean, at the time when it came out, I probably would have said Cherry Pie, minus the Cherry Pie song. But years down the road, this thing just got better and better, and it just lasts, and it just stood the test of time. Basically,
it has aged remarkably well. Remarkably well.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go on. Let's do our we might have to do a part 2 because I got a buttload of honorable mentions. So
I think a lot of mine you said. So let me see what I got here. I don't know if you ever heard of Animal Bag. That's a great album. I'm not sure if you qualify it as hair metal because it was all over the place. Like, you listen to some of the songs, it's just, but I like that. Their debut said that Wild America by Tora Tora is great. I'm surprised. I thought you'd have this on your list. On Target by Bangalore Choir.
It was this close to replacing Heavy Bones.
Oh, okay. All right. You said that. Firehouse's second album, Hold Your Fire. The rest, I think you have. Field Trip, the EP by Kick Tracy. I would have said that, but it wasn't a full album. And 4 other albums that I love but don't fit the genre, quote unquote. The Southern Harmony Musical Companion by the Black Crowes. Unbelievable album. Dirt by Alice in Chains. Unbelievable album. Countdown to Extinction by Megadeth. Unbelievable album. And probably, I almost put this on there and I was like, it's not going to fit the other bit. But Vulgar Display of Power by Pantera. Holy shit, what a kick-ass album. And yeah, you just look at this stuff. What a year. Holy crap, what a year for this music.
When Black Crowes came out, I thought they were similar to like hair metal bands like fucking the Choir Boys. I mean, to me, that similar, then they got put in a completely different category, which good for them because that debut album blew up. And then Southern Harmony, which they kind of lost. I probably need to check it out again, but
it's a strong album. But I remember in 90 watching Headbangers Ball and Ricky Rackman's telling me, these 2 bands just came out. They both have a 70s sound, heavily influenced from the 70s. One band was the Black Crowes, which blew up, and the other one was London Choir Boys, which I don't know how they didn't become bigger. Yeah, I love that debut album. It's so good, and phenomenal. Spike's got a great voice too, but they just didn't catch on. It's funny that those 2 were introduced together. One exploded, and the other one didn't go much.
Yep. All right, mine, and I won't list anything twice. I won't list anything that you. Saints and Sinners. I covered them in another video. Babylon AD, Nothing Sacred. I don't think as good as their debut, but there was.
I have that on my honorables too. Yeah, I agree.
There was some solid shit on there. You said Bangalore Choir, damn near made the list. I put Firehouse in there. Great White, Psycho City.
Mm,
House of Lords, Demons Down. That's for you,
good
Ryan.
one.
Little Caesar Influence and Saigon Kick the Lizard.
Yeah,
And
that
even
was
though,
my
like,
list.
yeah, I'm a big Saigon Kick fan, especially their debut and Water, but the Lizard was very good as well. And then I put Trickster here, and
Mm,
even I liked the first single off Slaughter the Wildlife. There was a lot of filler on that, but I put it down there just as an album that, you know, a lot of people were talking about in 92.
yeah,
So that's those are my honorable mentions.
yeah. So many goddamn good albums for
Man,
a
what a
year
year.
that supposedly grunge took over.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly. Exactly. All right. Hey, Bryan, thank you for being on and sharing your thoughts on albums from 1992. It's always a pleasure to have you, man.
always a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me on again. Check me out on Twitter. Oh, sorry, X, formerly known as Twitter, at HB Basement. Check out my show on Fridays at download the Station Head app, put in Hairband Basement, and you can hear deep tracks from all these bands, stuff that the radio didn't play. Appreciate it. Check it out. And thanks for having
Awesome.
me on again. It's always a pleasure.
Awesome. Hey, what did we miss? Tell us, I'm sure there's some albums out there that you know what, shit. And just as I thought about that, Dirty Looks, Five Easy Pieces almost made my list as well, too.
That's another
So
one I know.
tell us what we missed. Tell us what you disagree on. Tell us where you think we're full of shit. We probably weren't, okay? But would love to hear your comments on the episode. While I'm here, hey, please, if you like this kind of shit, it would be great if you if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. So grateful for all your support. There's also memberships for those who want to join. You get extra benefits if you do unreleased videos. No worries if you don't. I'm just glad that you're here. Until the next video comes out, my name is Anthony. They call me the Guru. Take care.